All right, breaking news just coming in. You'll be seeing that it's flashing on our channel. It's all about the Ayodhya case and the mediation of it, the court-monitored mediation. We can tell you the latest information is that the Supreme Court, which had reserved the order just yesterday, and they're not given a timeline of when that would happen, they have gone ahead and said that the orders will be passed tomorrow. Where they are with us on the phone line. Well, sir, what can you tell us?
The much expected order will be passed tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Chief Justice Court, a 5-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice of India, Justice Ranjan Gogoi, will be pronouncing these orders. You may recollect yesterday, basically on the mediation issue, the argument went on, and some Hindu parties opposed it, saying that there is no need for any mediation; it's a futile exercise. But the other side, Muslim parties, wanted mediation in the national interest. Of course, Nirmoy Akhada also wanted a mediation. So yesterday, the court wanted names to be submitted to them yesterday itself. So some names were submitted. But court made it very clear they will pass orders, and also they said that whatever the mediation happens, everything will have to be confidential. No need for anyone discussing in the media. Otherwise, it won't happen. So tomorrow the court will be passing its orders by Judge Constitution Bench. We don't know whether they would be doing, whether they will, despite the opposition from some parties, no need for any mediation. Will the court go ahead and appoint court-monitored committee to do the mediation? We'll have to wait and see. So, but whatever it happens, probably even if the court orders mediation, the finer details won't be made available, because court has said that this mediation, once it goes in the public domain, then there will be a lot of discussions and mediation may not even happen. So that's why. So it will be very interesting to watch tomorrow.
Right. Well, I have a few questions for you, since this is huge news. The first is that it wasn't clear right after yesterday's hearing, when the lawyers of all sides came out and spoke to the media. They indicated that a lot of them would not want to go ahead with even submitting names that the court had asked them to submit as mediators, as people who could potentially be considered as mediators. Now, from what you just said to me, you've said that the Muslim party stakeholders in this case were open to the idea in the interest of national interest, basically. But the other side, the Hindu Mahasabha particularly, said that they will not even go ahead and give names as suggestions. So what have you learned about how many of these stakeholders, parties in this case, have actually gone ahead and given names as potential mediators?
Yes, of course. Nirmoy Akhada also wanted mediation. I think as the Muslim parties are concerned, they have given their names, but they did not disclose it. But as for the other parties are concerned, some judges' name, right from Justice Keher, the former Chief Justice Keher, as well as Justice Mishra, all the names were given to the court, it seems, because no one went on record on that. But anyway, yesterday Justice Bobde and other judges made it very clear, even though there was opposition for mediation, they said it's not just about property, it's a body politic. And other judge also expressed whether this mediation, will it be binding on billions of people? How can we bind it? These questions or observations were passed yesterday. So let's see how it comes out. As for the names are concerned, even though they were given their name, even if the court goes ahead and appoints a mediating panel, I think that names won't be made public.
Right. Interesting you say that. One final question. Just give us a background of what happened in court, because there was this, there were clear statements made from all sides. A lot of them said there's no point of mediation because neither side is willing to give any of that land, even if it is to be considered a land dispute, as the High Court in Allahabad had suggested it was. In that context, could you tell us what had happened when it comes to which side had said what about the process of mediation, saying that it's a waste of time or not?
Earlier, for the first time, the court, in its order, offered mediation, saying mediation should be better because it's a very sensitive issue. It's not like a property issue. And in yesterday's hearing, court also made this offer, saying that why don't you try it? Whereas Mr. Rajiv Dhawan, appearing for the Muslim party, said that even though they're opposed to it, but they want mediation in the national interest. But other sides, Mr. C.S. Vaidyanathan, appearing for the deity Ram Lalla, he said it's a futile exercise because earlier also all mediation were attempted, but all failed. And the Hindu Mahasabha also echoed the same sentiments. And interestingly, UP government also said since it's a very sensitive issue and faith, everything is involved, mediation may not be advisable, opposing the mediation.
Right. Okay. In that case, whether, sir, what was the reasoning of the Supreme Court when it said that even if there's a chance of 1% that mediation could be the way forward, we would like to attempt it or try it or discuss it? What was the reasoning of the Supreme Court?
Yeah, of course, reasoning, so far they haven't given any reasoning, but the interpretation is Supreme Court wants to attempt a mediation because it's a very sensitive issue involving too much stakes in it and communal issue also involved. So Supreme Court thought it's better, why don't you give a try for mediation despite very less % of chance. So that's the opinion of the court. They wanted to give a try instead of going into it. So that's the reason Supreme Court, even though there was opposition for on this mediation, court went ahead and said that why don't you try? So anyway, let's wait and see what tomorrow's order will be. Will there be mediation, and will the court appoint panel and whatnot? Anyway, it's better to wait till tomorrow instead of creating more speculation, Amitosh.
Of course. I just have one final question for you, and this is something I always ask you, and I perhaps already know the answer, but I'm still going to go ahead and ask. Do we know what time right now, or are we going to get to know later in the evening?
Can you come again?
Do we know the time of the hearing?
No, yes, I told you it's 10:30 in the morning. First case,
okay. Thank you.
So by 10:45, everyone in the country, around the world will know whether mediation will happen or not.
Okay. Thanks so much for that. Always ahead, Vaidya sir.